Okay, well, that was a little candy from 1987 with Swing Out Sister and Breakout. I guess that was like the only breakout they had.
Yeah, they had a song called L.A. is a La La Land or
something like that. Yeah, but I mean, they were kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't even give them a two-hit wonder. I think pretty much this was the one, if you even call that it.
Well, I must say that I actually have this song on my iPhone.
Okay, well, good. That's good. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Yeah. As a matter of fact, you know, I sell things on eBay. And by the way, people, if you go to Ultra Cosmic, that's my seller name on eBay. Buy my shit. But
do they know what you sell?
I sell books, first edition books, magazines, and gay ephemera, and gay porn.
Gay ephemera. That's
vintage gay porn.
What does ephemera mean?
Ephemera means paper stuff that you would throw away, like catalogs or sheets you would get in the mail, or calendars, things that increase in value because people used them and threw them away in the day. And now, 20 years later, if you can find a calendar from like 1978 that hadn't been written on,
smut.
It will sell for lots of money.
So what kind of people?
So I actually had the two because this is my Swing Out Sister. I had their two video collections because they actually came up with two albums and two video collections, and they went for a lot of money because they weren't on DVD and relatively unknown band.
So first of all, who's buying this stuff? Like take your gay magazines.
Right.
So are you able to tell the demographic of the people that are buying this stuff?
Well, I have lots of very devoted buyers who go through my auctions every week, who I love. When it comes to, I sell a lot to the East Coast.
Yeah.
I sell a lot to Middle America, and this is true. If it's tranny, it's sold to Texas. Somebody in Texas is going to buy the tranny porn. I am not even lying. Any kind of like tranny book, any kind of anything. I have any kind of like, I've had some tranny books and stuff like that, like the little pulp paperbacks from like the 80s that are all about like, they're called like Mike's New Panties.
I had to remove Dan from my Facebook friend.
Oh, did you have to do that?
He's embarrassing you.
Because there was too much gay porn. My mother looks at my Facebook page, Dan.
Are you posting gay porn?
I don't put gay porn. I put provocative artwork, but there's never any nudity.
You put ephemerate.
I put ephemera on,
Ephemera.
Well, I have a thing for the pulp covers of those vintage 60s, 70s pulp porn books. They're hysterical.
Did we introduce ourselves?
Oh yeah, hi, I'm DJ Dank. It's Under the Golden Gate. We just got off on our porn rant early.
And I am Mark today. I'm not Maria today, so that means I'm dudeish right now.
Oh, he's gonna be dudeish. Yeah.
Although last night I was all excited.
He's really angry.
I was angry.
Mark's in an aggressive mood.
I'm in an aggressive mood.
Well, Mark,
but I'm tired. Fortunately,
Maria got Mark hungover last night.
Well, the thing is, I thought I was going to do this project where I might be drug tested, so I didn't smoke any weed. Instead, I got drunk.
That's right. Last night you were like, I can't smoke weed. I can't smoke weed. I could look in your face, and I was like, oh my god, all he wants to do is smoke weed.
So then I got drunk, and then I'm like, wait a minute. When you get drunk, you get more sick. So pot actually is healthier for you because you don't drink as much.
Yeah.
So is Philippe in the house as well, or is
I am in the house, but Mark just goes off on his tangents like he always does.
Okay.
That's okay.
Anyway, let's go again. So I am Mark, and you are.
Oh, I'm Philippe.
Well, see, you give him a fucking chance.
Just shut up, Philippe. All right. That worked out really well.
I thought that worked great. That was
good one, Mark.
That was as smooth as butter.
That was beautiful.
I'm tired.
I'm Andrew Roberts.
Can we get back to me?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Of course, you're narcissistic. Continue.
It's your world.
You're Andrew Roberts, yes.
Whatever.
And Andrew Roberts is working the board today.
Yeah, I will explain what that means to the people out in Radioland.
That means that you are making sure that things don't distort and that you're kind of turning music on and off.
Yeah, so if anything messes up, if there's any dead air, you know who to send your complaints to.
Yes,
Andrew Roberts.
Andrew Roberts.
It's Andrew.
Or you can go to the Panini place. He works out on the weekends and abuse him.
Andrew at underthegoldengate.com. Don't advertise other people, man. We had this conversation today. You can't embrace competitors.
You cannot embrace competitors. Well, see, here's what we were talking about. We were talking about that if you're an artist who's perfectly willing to just sit around San Francisco and work in a shit job for the rest of your life and perform to the same 20 people and get the same 5 hits for every video, then you don't have to worry about competitors. You don't have to, worry about budgets and things like that. But if you want to, change the world and travel the world and, do shows in Russia, and have thousands of people, millions of people follow you, you got to worry about your competitors, right?
I think I fall into the former category.
So you're going to be 30 years from now, you're going to be still working at the same shit job, performing to the same shit audiences, right?
It doesn't matter how many people hear it. It matters what you say.
I'm sorry. When you get older, you may not feel that way. When you have 4 children, you're still working that same fucking sandwich shop. You know what I mean?
I'll just have 4 abortions. This is San Francisco.
Sure, as many as you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of news,
yeah,
are we going into the news?
Well, yeah, I guess we are going to go into the news. Of course, the news has been dominated by this. Well, because something happened in the news, it's always like when there's been like a lull for a few months.
Are you talking about Rolf Harris being on the BBC?
No. Well, what's that?
Oh, it's there's an Australian personality that's getting recognised by the BBC as contributing to Australian and English television. Is it? What were you talking about?
I was talking about the bombing suspect from the Boston Marathon.
Oh, the other big news.
And the big man, and I'm just my point is that you can tell it's been kind of like dead for a few weeks. Not that much has really been happening. There's been some boring politics.
When did this happen? It happened like last week?
Well, yeah, the bombing happened last week, but I guess they discovered the guy, or they had the manhunt going on.
Chechnyan, wasn't he?
Yeah, they both have like Russian ties to some kind of Russian radical army. They're 2 brothers. One's 19 and one's 26. The 26-year-old one is dead because he was killed in a shootout. And I just looked on the CNN website, and another suspect is in custody. His life's going to be fun.
Wow.
Yeah, he'll be popular in prison.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's kind of cute, too. I kind of saw a picture of him.
Dan, you're disgusting.
I am not disgusting.
Dan put him in his wank.
I'll say this. I'll go on the record. And I mean, one of the things that back in the 90s that scared me the most about who was the serial killer that killed all the guys? Jeffrey Dahmer. I would have gone home with him. He was cute.
Oh, that guy. I'm thinking of the guy.
Luckily, I wasn't small and Asian, so I wasn't going to get chopped up. But I'm
thinking of Jeremy Renner, who played him in that movie.
Oh yeah, well, I'd definitely do Jeremy Renner.
Well, you would, yeah. But in the movie, he wasn't as good looking as he was when he was in like the Iraq movies.
Oh yeah, the Iraq movies, or he was even in one of those because he's like the
Tom Cruise movie, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's also the Mission Impossible, and then he's in the Marvel movies, with the Avengers. I mean, that kid has hit the gravy train with that one movie about the bomber in Iraq or whatever. What was that called? The Hurt Locker?
Yeah, I tried watching
he was like
that
unknown.
movie.
He was like unknown before that, and since then he's like been ushered into like the kick-ass, Samuel L. Jackson action flick club.
We should see if we can get him on this radio show.
I bet he'd come.
Do we have his agent's number? Or?
I'll get on that.
Get on that.
So we're not confirming or denying it, but he might be on next week's show.
He might be on next week's show.
We're not going to confirm or deny, but Jeremy Renner will be here, and if there's not room for him, he can sit in my lap.
I didn't get the Hurt Locker. I tried. I got halfway through it, and I just couldn't. It wasn't going anywhere.
Well, I mean,
that's why he's diffusing bombs or something.
He's diffusing bombs, but the whole thing is that he goes through all that awful stuff, and when he goes home, actually, the more home he felt like was going back to the military and just diffusing bombs. I mean, I don't know.
So in other words, I had to watch like an hour and a half of like all this diffusing bomb stuff to get to the real meat of the story, which is after he got home.
Well, no,
I missed that part.
Oh, well, then see.
It's supposed to be tense, It's like will the bomb go off or not?
Okay, well, this brings me to my news item, which is that I basically have no attention span when it comes to movies. Give me the plot here. So
movies,
and that's why I didn't make it through that movie.
You just want bullet points.
I want bullet points. Here's the article. And I don't know, right? So this is in Vice. I started reading Vice magazine, and basically I read this thing, and it's here's what it's saying. Basically, what they're saying is something we already know, which is that basically websites are being judged on all these metrics. There's lots of analytic tools out there that measure website success, hits, and so on. And the way you get hits is pandering to people's short attention span. And so this article was saying that like even women's magazines are catering to tweets, so they've got to summarize these issues down to less than 140 characters. And that basically our society is getting dumbed down, the content is dumbed down, there's no commentary. We all kind of know this is what's happening,
but
right?
Brevity is the soul of wit.
Yeah, so the question is, what is that doing to our, sort of our culture and, news and everything? It's turning it into...
Well, I don't think American culture was that intellectual to begin with, was it? Well, I remember Walt Disney actually said about Aldous Huxley that his original script, they were going to do something together, and like Walt Disney took out like 90% of the words because he couldn't understand them. That's always been the way it is over here.
Yeah, it's like
dumbing down to the medium.
Yes, I guess the bottom line is there is no news there. It's just basically that the internet's taking it to all new levels. Because basically, we said news doesn't do any comment. What's it called? Commentary or investigative reporting.
It's so watered down. There's about 5% fruit juice and 95% bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And as we know, the way you analyze the news is you do it in 3 levels: what happened, why did it happen, and who's responsible. That kind of thing. And, in most news, they won't analyze it. It's just all these little sound bites and images.
You're speaking about the internet. I think social media, like websites like Reddit, who the founder was actually hounded to death by the legislature in America, these sites are actually blowing WikiLeaks. Things like that, Julian Assange. There is actually.
Oh, that's a good point.
There is there's the opposite side of things where you can access information now that you never could before.
Oh, good point. Even my friend from ABC News, who I think I mentioned this on the air before, where she's a producer at ABC News, and they all know that the news is not where you get your information. They all get it from basically Facebook. They figure if enough of their friends post it, it's like a dig that it'll be something worth reading. So that's a good point.
I mean, if your friends are all intellectuals and stuff like that, you can often. I mean, it's who you associate with now online, because if you have a lot of intelligent friends, then you're going to get a lot of intelligent feedback.
Oh, so here's what we do. Our strategy at Under the Golden Gate is to grab people's attention with smut.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
With lesbians and burlesque girls, and then we can bring them in and talk about important issues. Oh, and Dick.
Thank you.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be discriminatory.
I know.
We've got a 50-50 population in this station. Try to keep that.
That's true. That's true.
I've got a. Did you hear about? Sorry, Dan. Were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to talk about poop.
Well,
because it exploded in Texas over the week.
Poop. Where?
Poop at the fertilizer plant in West Texas, which is about 180 miles from Dallas. It's a mostly Czechoslovakian town. We used to go there all the time for Westfest, which was their big Czechoslovakian kolache, food barbecue type party. That is always around Labor Day, which of course means it's only about 115, 120. So it just basically is like hot as shit, but it's super fun. But yeah, did you see the footage
that makes the manure plant smell good when it's that hot?
Well, that's one of their main, some of the main people that hired in that area. And if you see the video on YouTube, because it caught on fire. And that was the problem.
Before it exploded, right?
Before it exploded. But then when all the manure caught, it was like a bomb, and evidently it registered a 2.0 earthquake in Texas, which is never ever heard. And evidently it was felt for miles away. That's and if you see the video they have on YouTube, there was a little girl and a guy and a dad, and the dad got out of the car, and all of a sudden that thing exploded, and you can see his phone flying in the air, and all of a sudden you hear the little girl screaming, "I can't hear!" So it was crazy.
It's a fun
story. So let's analyze that. That's what happened. Why did it happen, and who's behind it?
Well, I guess they're still trying to investigate it. I'm sure it's one of those things where a small fire caught on, and it just shit led to shit.
This is why you don't piss off your employees. You never know.
No, maybe that. Maybe it was a disgruntled
conspiracy here.
Okay, and one word I want to know if somebody's disgruntled.
Yeah.
What's gruntled mean?
That's a good one.
Because if you're disgruntled, I still don't know.
That would imply gruntled means something positive.
I'm still on that. It's a great word,
but would be positive.
But I'm gruntled. I'm sorry.
Well, that's like flammable.
Hey, leave me alone. I'm gruntled.
Inflammable and flammable mean the same thing, don't they?
That's a good question. Flammable?
No, flammable means it can catch fire. Inflammable means it's not supposed to catch fire.
Yeah, that's what I said. Moving on. So,
Moving on.
You just despise stupid people, don't you, Ma?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Yeah, well, you and I are going to work together for a long time. You'll learn to accept it.
Make me look funny, smart.
Yeah, you always need your fall guy.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I sat in the jacuzzi after being hungover today. I'm exhausted.
Oh, yeah, life's fucking hard, huh?
I know, seriously.
Exactly.
Having to sit in the jacuzzi.
Cry.
Oh, my God.
What do you think the people in Africa are going to think when they hear that? They will just be, crying in their...
all that fresh water swirling around.
Flopping around, wasting it.
Did you hear that... this is double news, because apparently they've let gay children into the Scouts now.
Well, have they?
Yeah.
Fucking, I thought, but apparently if you're a gay man, you can't be a Scout leader.
But you can be in the Scouts.
As being a gay kid.
You could be a...
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about...
You could be a Scout, but not a leader.
Well, that's a major... That's a
double story. Why the fuck aren't gay people allowed to be Scouts?
Well, that's been a big thing for years. Why can't people be in Scouting if they're gay? Because, not only do you didn't accept you, they'll fucking kick your ass out. And, what does that do for your self-esteem?
Wait, so if you're gay, do they have to prove that you're gay? There's certain... How do you prove somebody's gay?
I don't know. Show the holdout butthole?
I want to see some criteria. Do you have to actually witness people having sex, or just kissing another man, or what would prove it?
I don't know.
Let's have a homework assignment. I want somebody to call the Boy Scouts and ask them what the criteria is for proving that you're gay.
I'd love to call the Boy Scouts. Do we have the number? Can we call people from this thing?
But yeah, we got to amp things up here a little bit.
Well, it's like
let's do our own investigative
reporting. They're going to answer
reporting.
the phone tonight right now, but
yeah.
But we should.
Who wants to take on that homework assignment?
Next week we'll see if we can organise to make a phone call.
Next week we'll see if we can get some people on and talk about Boy Scouts.
We're going to be speaking to Baden Powell. We're going to alive or dead?
Oh,
he's dead.
Dead.
Who's Baden Powell?
Who?
The founder of the Boy Scouts.
Founder of the Boy Scouts.
He was gay. Yeah. He must have been gay.
Fucking oath. He's like, I want a whole bunch of boys. I'm taking camping.
Of course, come on.
Jesus, they're just trying to betray their roots.
Remember, everything in the world is largely the opposite of what it appears to be.
Everything's an illusion.
That's why there's so many gay Republicans.
We have a comedian after the news, Andrew Holmgren. He just
I'm thinking that the news is comedy, but yeah. Let's add to it.
Yeah. What else have we got? We've got
do we want to do the calendar first, or we want to go to
you want to go to the calendar?
Sure. That sounds lovely. Well, of course, as always, the top news will always be us. And if you do go to underthegoldengate.com, you'll see lots of new videos on. And I recommend you go on there. And, of course, if you see our stuff on Facebook, like it, share, and comment. That we can't tell you how much that means to us. It makes us feel really accepted by you. But go on Facebook, like, comment, and share. That's only going to help us make our $1 million coming up. But so anyway, but the new show-off poster's up. There'll be more news on who's going to be performing. That's going to be Thursday, May 23rd at the Red Devil Lounge. Tickets are $10. Guest stars are Darling Gunsel and Corpus Hideous, and a whole line of drag queens, kings, comedians, burlesque stars, and all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's going to be really fun. And I'm trying to make it to my page because I don't seem to be able to manage my computer very well today. Oh, okay. So of course, ongoing of this Hedwig and the Angry Inch, always throwing out a hello to them. And then coming up, of course, next Tuesday will be Meow Mix. We should have our little Meow Mix piece coming out very soon to go with that. I believe, let's see here. And then, I think, Andrew, are you working on that?
On Meow Mix?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But it'll be out. It'll be lovely. It'll be funny. And, of course, we're going to have more on the 420 Madness Swing Show and Sale coming up next week. It's going to have burlesque workshops, vaudeville workshops, and Bubbles on Fire burlesque. So that will be interesting. Also coming up will be Go Bang. Actually, it's not going to be Go Bang. It's going to be Go Boom. It's going to be at the Stud. Of course, that's going to be something that our friend Sergio is doing. And it's a house music sister party to Go Boom. So that's going to be next Saturday, April 20th at the Stud.
April 20th. So Go Boom.
Go Bang, and then we do Go Boom. And then, of course, that same night, there's a bunch of fun stuff. We got Beat Pig coming up at the Powerhouse. We have Hard at the Q Bar. And Squirrel at the Akbar. But, of course, that's in L.A., so I guess we won't be going to that. I just didn't notice that.
But if anyone's listening in L.A., they could go.
Maybe so. And then, of course, coming up next Sunday, of course, will be Daytime Realness. So it seems to be a pretty quiet day when it comes to the news and the things going on the calendar for the next coming week.
You sound like a weatherman when you do the calendar.
Do I put on my weatherman voice?
You do a little bit. It's like we got some showers coming in.
Got some showers coming in, and we have detention going on at the end up on Friday.
Low pressure system.
With a low pressure system coming over, and yeah, exactly. But reach out. There's going to be a Super Soul music night going on at the Beauty Bar. Sergio Fadash. So I mean, some stuff is going on, but it seems to be a pretty quiet week. So that's my report for the calendar.
Did you have any more news stories?
But be sure to mark May 23rd for show off.
Yeah, May 23rd.
At the Red Devil Lounge.
Red Devil Lounge.
That's going to be big. We're going to have lots of stuff going on there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Get your tickets ahead of time.
I don't have any other news items.
RedDevilLounge.com, sorry.
The problem is that all the news is just all the same. It's always the same stories.
Genital warts is on the decline in Australia. So there's a positive.
Did they say why?
Because they came up with a vaccine for the HPV virus.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's what causes genital warts.
Yes, it is.
Is the herpes? HB as in herpes?
No, human papilloma. Apparently, 85% of people have got it anyway.
Yeah, they'd have it, just naturally. Is that kind of like the herpes simplex 2? Is that like the fever blister?
Well, I don't know. We'd have to get a bloody. I don't know.
No, HPV and herpes simplex are different viruses. It's the human papilloma and herpes simplex virus.
Okay.
How do you know? The question again is why? How do you know this? Why do you know this?
Because I took biology classes.
Both of them.
I was looking for something more like juicy like that because you've had these diseases.
Yeah, now this.
Well, 80% of men in America have herpes simplex 1, cold sores.
Yeah, I get that from time to time.
I got that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 80% of men.
Well, one other last thing is I noticed that it was Jane Mansfield's birthday, so happy birthday, dead Jane Mansfield. I hope you find your head.
So she's dead?
A little.
Dick Van Dyke, is he dead or alive?
He's alive.
Ooh.
Yeah, we were going to do a Dead or Alive series. Yeah, he's alive.
But see, Jane Mansfield died legendarily. She was in a car crash with her kids in the back seat, and it took off her head, and so it was just the 2 kids and the dog that survived.
Cool. Have we got a song?
Are we doing a song?
Well, I guess we'll go to
Well, I guess we will. Then I guess
Andrew, you're working the board. And
I'm going to wrap up this birthday thing and say happy birthday to James Franco. I'll come by and smoke a bowl with you.
He's alive.
He's very much alive. Hayden Christensen, I will smoke something with you.
You skipped Ashley Judd.
Well, why? Well, exactly.
Because he's gay.
That's because it's Ashley Judd.
She's cute.
Is she?
Ashley Judd.
In a hard, stern, icky way.
Who was the one?
Who
was the one?
She's legendarily not a nice person.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, people hate her.
Really?
Because she's a climber.
I like her.
Well, there you go. Okay, well then, happy birthday to fucking Ashley Judd.
Fuck Ashley Judd. I don't want to deal with.
And let's just say happy birthday to another fellow crap filmmaking girl. Let's say happy birthday to Kate Hudson.
Who is she again?
Ask your mom how to make a good movie.
Oh,
snap. It's Goldie Hawn's daughter.
What about that? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? That was good.
Was that good?
Kind of.
No, you're wrong.
That was a good scene.
You're wrong.
So we'll go to a PSA.
And we're going to go to, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a song because I'm going to wish happy birthday to Tim Curry, and we'll just play something from Rocky Horror. How about that?
That makes sense.
Have you got the song?
I'm getting it. I thought you were going to put a PSA on.
God, we're all just slackers today.
No, I'm just saying. I said we'll go to a PSA and then a song, and then I thought Dan said, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to play a song.
You're not supposed to reveal our dirty laundry in the air.
I know.
Well, this is like...
let's go to PSA, and then we'll go to a song.
This is Art Deco, like a building where you can see...
I'm ready now.
Inside stuff. You know what I'm saying?